Today we're talking about something that's better than motivation. For those of you that struggle with motivation or are having a hard time on just keeping on track of certain things and all that, today I'm going to share with something that's going to really help you out, and hopefully you understand the reasoning behind it. I'm going to give you guys some examples, so keep that in mind. Enough being said, we're going to go ahead and just dive into it. So guys, we're going to be covering two things here. One's going to be consistency, and the other one's going to be forcing yourself to do it. Pretty obvious, but the reason I say this is consistency. You have to get used to doing stuff that you don't want to do, and it's a weird combination. They do combine together. So what you got to do is force yourself, push yourself out of your comfort zone. So right now, especially in my case, there's certain things that I don't want to do. Like right now, since I ended up getting sick and all that, I don't want to go back to the gym. I'm like, I want to be lazy and want to just be eat dirty and just not really like keep up with my diet essentially. But see, the thing is, I know the end result, what my dream goal is. So what I'm doing is pretty much staying focused on my goal. I know I have to go through the stuff that I don't want to do. It's a process, guys, so keep that in mind. We're going to be using this word a lot, a process. So pretty much that means it's going to be a lot of time, effort, grinding, and it's a process. So it takes time. Realize that the best things in life take time. They don't come fast. If they come fast, they're not worth it. So remember, you're going to have to struggle and go through hardships in order to hit the stuff that you want to achieve. So if you want that dream physique, so like with me, I know I want the dream physique, but I don't want to do the dieting. I enjoy the exercising, but see, there's days like how I said, now that I recently got sick, I'm going back to the gym, struggling. But once I get consistent and continue going, so consistency is key, guys. Forcing yourself to just go and do it, and eventually you get used to it, you get numb to it. It just becomes the new normal. So with certain things like my diet, I don't like eating a sandwich every single day that I go to work. But you know what? I realized that, hey, in order to achieve my goals and consistency, knowing what macronutrients are going in to my body and all that, it's just makes it easy on myself. So I have a strategy. So you want to implement a strategy into whatever you're trying to achieve. So if you're trying to, let's say for example, you want to become better at playing a guitar, like an instrument or something like that. I'm just using an example. Thing is to push yourself to play that instrument every single day. Be consistent with it. On top of that, there's going to be days that you're not going to be feeling like playing guitar or whatever instrument it is, example. But you force yourself to do it on the days that you don't want to. It's going to be a whole lot easier on the days that you do want to. And this is going to apply to the gym. So let's say there's a day that you don't want to go to the gym. Well, force yourself to go to that day that you don't want to go, and go work out. And see, what happens there is you train your body and mind to do things that you don't want to on the days that you don't want to. And when you do feel like it, it's a whole lot easier. And then also on the days that you don't want to, it's basically you're like, oh, I'm gonna do it anyways. And see, the thing is, you got to do this all over your life. So anything that pretty much you struggle with, force yourself to go and just go do it. And see, once you start doing this, it's going to start becoming a whole lot easier to do a lot of other things that you don't want to do. And it's just one of those compounding effects, essentially. So the more things that you do that you don't want to, the more easier and less disliked, like pretty much it becomes more tolerable, essentially. So start doing more things that you dislike and just push yourself to go and do it. Eventually you'll get used to it, and the key is consistency. You have to be on top of it. You have to be continuous. Anyways, guys, another example I'm gonna be sharing with you. So this is with me. So like with my YouTube videos and all this, pretty much I don't want to make YouTube videos, but I'm at the end result. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, well, how can I get to 10,000 subscribers? How can I get to 100,000 subscribers? And see, I realized that I need to put in the videos, the work, the effort, the time, and realize that, hey, you know what? It's a process. It's going to take time. So there's things that come into play, and then how long is it going to take me? So I'm realizing, okay, you know what? If it's going to take 5 to 10 years, I'm okay with that. And see, the thing is, you have to constantly be like, okay, if it's going to take me 5 years to hit my goal or my whatever you're trying to do, your dream, are you willing to put in that much time to hit your dream? And you have to be thinking about it long term, because, like, see, am I willing to put in 5 years worth of videos, creating a video almost every single day, editing it, putting tags, putting a description, putting a thumbnail, and there's so much other things, trying to be more entertaining, trying to be pretty much finding your audience. And see, there's so much knowledge that goes into it, and I'm always trying to learn for YouTube and stuff like that. So what I'm trying to get down to is, are you willing to put in the work? You have to be honest with yourself, because at the end of the day, you can be like, oh, I'm a dreamer, essentially. So what I mean by this is, you're always dreaming. You're like, okay, I'm gonna get my fitness body, but then you never go and do it. You're just constantly dreaming. And see, the thing is to never be a dreamer. Start becoming a doer. So what I'm trying to say is, once you start becoming consistent, and then just forcing yourself to do the stuff that you don't want to, you're taking action. And then on top of that, that consistency is going to definitely compound. So take those two things, consistency and pushing yourself just to do it, because motivation is BS. Just saying that from now, because if you're waiting for the perfect day, the perfect moment, that's never going to happen. This can pretty much apply with anything in life. Anyways, guys, last example before we cut the video here. So this is one thing with me that I struggle with, is approaching girls and all that. So what I realize is, how am I going to ever attract a girl or all that if I don't go and approach her or start talking to her and just starting the process, getting used to it, socializing with people, anything like that? So I realized, hey, I have to be the one initiating, hey, good morning, how's it going, or whatever it may be, with socializing, pursuing a girl or whatever it may be. I have to put in the work, and even when I don't want to, you still have to do it. And then also being consistent with it. If you're not consistent with it, well, it's kind of one of those things that you're going to be setting yourself back, because if you only do it maybe once a month, that's not really going to benefit you when you're doing it once every single week, or doing it 5 days out of the week. So consistency is very key, and then forcing yourself to just go and do it, very beneficial. Anyways, guys, make sure you guys drop me a thumbs up. Hope this video was informational. Do not rely on motivation, and just being consistent and push yourself.